The moment you decide to stop chasing is the exact second your value begins to climb, in the eyes of everyone around you, but most importantly, in the eyes of the person who has been taking you for granted. It is a psychological phenomenon, so potent that it can shift the entire landscape of a relationship in an instant. Yet most people are too terrified to ever try it. We are conditioned to believe that if we want something, we must pursue it with everything we have. But in the realm of human attraction and respect, this logic is fundamentally flawed. When you chase, you are essentially announcing to the world that your target is more valuable than you are, and that you are willing to sacrifice your dignity just to stay in their orbit. But what happens when the music stops? What happens when you suddenly turn around and walk away without a single word of explanation? The truth about respect is that it is never given to those who beg for it. Respect is a byproduct of self-sufficiency and the willingness to lose something rather than compromise your worth. If you find yourself constantly checking your phone, overanalyzing every text, and wondering why she doesn't treat you with the same level of priority you give her, you are already in the chase trap. You have become a predictable element in her life, a constant source of validation that requires no effort to maintain. Human psychology is hardwired to overlook what is abundant and crave what is scarce. By being constantly available, you have effectively devalued your own presence. Think about the last time you felt a surge of respect for someone. It likely wasn't because they were constantly trying to please you or following you around like a shadow. It was because they had boundaries. It was because they had a life that didn't revolve around your approval. When you stop chasing, you are not just playing a game. You are reclaiming the most valuable asset you own, your time. Walking away is the ultimate display of high-value behavior because it proves that you are not dependent on her for your emotional stability. It creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum, curiosity begins to grow. She starts to wonder where you went. She wonders why the constant stream of attention has dried up. For the first time, she is forced to confront the reality of your absence. This is where the shift occurs. As long as you were chasing, she was the one with the power. She could decide when to talk to you, when to see you, and how much of herself to give. But the moment you walk away, the power dynamic flips. You are now the one making the decisions. You are the one who is no longer participating in a one-sided dynamic. This isn't about manipulation.
It's about the factual reality of social exchange theory, which suggests that people value resources more when they are difficult to obtain. The fear of losing someone often keeps men in a cycle of pursuit that only serves to push the woman further away. You think that if you just do one more nice thing, or if you explain your feelings one more time, she will finally see your worth. But respect doesn't come from explanations. It comes from actions. When you walk away, you are sending a message that is louder than any speech you could ever give. You are saying that your self-respect is more important than her presence. This is the one thing that changes everything. It is the realization that you are the prize. And if someone cannot see that, you have no business being in their life. There is a deep, underlying tension that occurs when a person who was once a constant presence suddenly becomes a ghost. It triggers a psychological response known as loss aversion. People are more motivated to avoid losing something they already have than they are to gain something new. By chasing her, you are giving her something for free: your attention, your time, and your devotion. Since it cost her nothing, she didn't value it. But once you take it away, she suddenly realizes the cost of losing you. The suspense of your silence becomes a weight that she has to carry. This transition isn't easy. It requires a level of discipline that most men lack. The urge to reach out, to check her social media, or to ask mutual friends about her will be overwhelming. But this is where the walking away part becomes crucial. You cannot walk away halfway. You cannot walk away and then look back every 5 minutes to see if she's following. True walking away means moving forward with your own life as if she is no longer a factor. It means investing in your health, your career, and your other relationships. It means becoming the best version of yourself for your own sake, not to impress her. As you move further away, something strange happens. The desperation that once clouded your interactions begins to dissipate. You start to see the relationship for what it actually was, rather than what you hoped it would be. You might realize that she wasn't actually giving you much respect to begin with. You might realize that you were settling for crumbs because you were afraid of the hunger This clarity is the first step toward true power. When you no longer need her, you become truly attractive. This is the paradox of attraction. The less you need someone, the more they want to be around you. The science of scarcity is not just a marketing tactic. It is a fundamental part of human nature. We value what is rare. We respect what is hard to keep. If you are always there, always answering on the first ring, and always willing to cancel your plans for her, you are as common as the air she breathes. But if you have your own mission, your own goals, and the courage to leave when you are not being treated right, you become a rare commodity. You become someone whose time must be earned. This is when the respect begins to form. She realizes that you are not just another guy who is desperate for her attention. You are a man who knows his worth. Imagine the shift in her mind when she realizes that her usual tactics no longer work on you. The coldness, the late replies, the subtle dismissals, none of it matters because you aren't there to receive them. You've checked out of the game. This creates a profound sense of uncertainty in her. She begins to question her own value. Was I not as important to him as I thought? Why isn't he chasing me anymore? These questions lead to a reevaluation of who you are. Suddenly, all the positive qualities she overlooked when you were chasing her come back into focus. But here is the most important part. Walking away is not a strategy to get her back. It is a strategy to get yourself back. If you walk away just to try and trigger a reaction, you are still chasing her in your mind. She will sense the difference between a tactical retreat and a genuine departure. A tactical retreat is filled with hidden hope and expectation, while a genuine departure is filled with finality and self-assurance. You must be prepared for the possibility that she might never come back. You must be okay with that, because if you aren't, you haven't truly walked away. The suspense of the unknown is a powerful tool. When you are chasing, there is no mystery. She knows exactly where you stand. She knows exactly what you will do. But when you walk away, you become a mystery again. You become the man she first met, the one who had his own life and his own secrets. This return to mystery is essential for reigniting respect. Respect thrives in the space between two people. If there is no space, there is no room for respect to grow. By walking away, you are creating that space. Stop the chase, walk away. Reclaim your soul. This is the ultimate victory for your own dignity and your future happiness. Never look back again. The power is now yours alone. Go win now.